Hello, everyone, and welcome to round number 3 of the 2020 Ledgestone Insurance Open. This is the FPO Chase card. Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, along with none other than Holly Finley. And Holly, thanks for joining us. We got a little bonus action coming here from the FPO division.
Nice. Well, hey, Terry, and hey, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in. Everyone's favorite summer events in the Illinois area, the Ledgestone. I'm excited to see what these ladies can do.
Well, you are tied with a few of the women on this card. You actually sit on the top of the third card, but you guys are taking on the Sunset Hills course for the third round out of 4. And you open with a par 4 at 633 feet. What are you trying to do here?
You know, this is a great starting hole because it is got the out of bounds on the left. You've got a large landing zone here where Valerie's going. But the real special shot is the upshot. Okay, we should be getting a 3 here. I think everyone in our division can birdie it. Uh, I'd say you just pump a drive as far and hard as you can. Try to land on or, uh, near that sidewalk. I think that gives you a really good angle into the tee. Some people like to hang it out really far right. But personally, I like to land near the sidewalk. Um, Ellen will probably get a good angle on it using her sidearm here, going, yes. That's where a lot of people like to land over there. And I think that's a great spot. It gives you like a nice straight shot or a little hyzer chip into the green.
Yeah, it really keeps you away from the OB. The one mistake you don't want to make on this hole is to somehow find the OB on that short left side. So straight ahead is great, but if you flare off to the right, like we saw Ellen and a little bit straighter there by Sarah, that's a great play. That's exactly where you want to be.
Absolutely. And the next aiming point, which is what this course is all about, is landing zones, in my opinion, is that giant tree. If you can land a little bit to the right of that giant tree, you'll have yourself a putt. If you short it and you're behind the tree, it's probably going to be a layup. The green is so fast, Terry. And also, if you get the wrong angle, your disc could roll in the water out of bounds. So it's a really sketchy upshot there and a fun way to start the round.
Yeah, and Sarah's
Steering it.
left turn, left turn. Yeah, not
The
only is the
sidewalk
green,
is in bounds on this course.
yeah, it is. Yep,
The
and
cart path, I should say.
uh, not only is that green sloped like you mentioned, but it's just really nasty if it rolls away down and to the left. And we'll see if Valerie's got the right speed.
Whoa,
Yeah, just
that was
flashing.
lucky. Yeah, that was a little more aggressive than I like to play it, but hey, she had the angle right and it landed right there by the basket. That was a great upshot.
And Hailey with plenty of distance. She also had the best vantage point. Now, we learn a little later that you want to really make sure if anytime you're near an out of bounds line, always call a card member over to clarify if you're in or out of bounds, because I think there was some uncertainty in the group as to if they thought Haley's original tee shot was OB or not. So just a little teachable moment there for everybody.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned if you're short of this tree, you're kind of in layup zone. You really got to be worried about the angle of the disc.
I'm telling you, I mean, from where Ellen's at, oh, she kept it low, just going to the base of the pole. That was a smart decision. I probably would have done the same in my latter years. In the beginning, I definitely would have ran it. I'd say Haley was going for that.
Yeah, she's giving it a little bit of a run outside the circle. Now, Sarah, a good angle in that she's going straight uphill. But if this catches metal and doesn't land flat, if she does miss, there can be a world of trouble.
All of these ladies had really good upshots. Oh, come on, sit down. Ooh, that was lucky. Because again, if you catch an edge, you can roll all the way to the water and even lose the disc. Sometimes by the time you get there, it's so dark and dingy, you don't even know where it is. Nice birdie from Valerie. Way to start it off. That feels so good at Sunset Hills.
Yeah, as you said, everyone has the skill set to get there, but it gets really daunting when you have that approach shot and the angle that you come in on. So Valerie opens with the birdie, Sarah with the bogey. I think we're going to see probably a couple other pars.
Nice little tap out from Ellen.
Just taking your time. I think that's, maybe the point. First hole, make sure you're calm, make sure you're relaxed, and go through your routine, even on the shortest of putts.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to give a fashion compliment to Hailey King on those shoes. Straight fire, girl.
Loving it. We let's take a look at hole 2 at 313 feet. What are we trying to do here?
Wow. Okay, this is another birdieable hole, so we want to make it to the flat, the green around the basket. I like to take the hyzer shot and get a flare skip and land at least within 20 feet. Sarah Hokom and a couple of sidearm throwers actually go out of bounds over the cart path and swing back in. So the route that Valerie's taking here is the ideal route. She didn't quite get as much flare skip as she wanted, but it's definitely a putt from back there. Oh no. But what
Yeah.
happens is if you throw too far, it's out of bounds. That's
Yeah.
so annoying, Terry, because it was a great shot. And you know what happened is she probably just caught the edge of that hill and then rolled backwards. Hailey is in the zone for a birdie.
Yeah, as you said, we thought she had a perfectly adequate shot there, but then I think it caught edge and it took forever, but it eventually found the OB back for Valerie's shot. This is a little bit tight for Ellen, but she'll have a look from probably just outside the circle.
I love watching Sarah throw this one because sometimes it skips off the cart path. I'm really hoping that's what happens.
I think it's fair to say when you see Ellen and Sarah out on the course, they're probably getting a little bit of a read, one off of another. I mean, they're obviously their games are forehand dominant, and they sometimes really just can play off one another.
Ellen's got a long look here, but
Even longer than I had anticipated, actually. And I don't think you heard it, Holly, but as Sarah was walking off the tee a moment ago, she said, "I think we need to get a TD call or make a call to the TD." I think she was referencing actually on hole 1. There was a question as to whether or not Hailey had let everyone know that she was in bounds, and that's kind of what you and I were speaking of. And I
sure.
think there was just a little uncertainty. At this point, though, I believe they put it behind them as Hailey answers with a birdie.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nice birdie on hole 2. But you're right, Terry. That is actually an official PDGA rule. If your disc appears that it goes out of bounds, you have to get at least one person in your group to have a look at it or make eye contact with you, and you let them know it's not out of bounds. Because if you move it before the determination is made by the group, then it is actually determined out of bounds. So that's a little learning moment for everyone.
Yeah, and I remember talking to Sarah after the fact, and I think they said, at this point, it was really kind of in the back of everyone's mind and put behind them. And, they were going to discuss it then after the round, as Sarah's got a
That's
birdie look.
nice putt. And that is the way that I prefer to do things, Terry, is that if you think there's a problem, you mention it because you're supposed to bring it up immediately. You're not supposed to linger on it until after the fact. You bring it up, you mention it, you make a little asterisk on the scorecard, and you all agree to discuss it afterwards. That way you can move along with the round. So here on hole 3, I love this hole, Terry, because there's so many ways to play it. 384 feet. And those sand bunkers, some years they're out of bounds, and some years they're hazards. So I believe this year they were out of bounds. So, oh no.
Yeah, Hailey hits that early tree, and it pretty much stops right there as she was taking that wide righty backhand hyzer route.
I think also this hole is difficult because it's sort of a low ceiling. You really have to pump it hard to get it all the way up to the sand bunkers and have a legit putt. And then also the green is so small, you can't really have a normal putt at it because if you miss the basket, you're probably going to be in the sand or behind the sidewalk.
Yeah, you were saying you like it for all the different ways to play it. I was just going to say I like it because it plays downhill, but
Oh, okay.
that makes things a little more reachable sometimes. Ellen is out in the middle. This is, I consider this a little bit of a bonus birdie because of all the reasons you just said. You need a absolutely perfect drive to put yourself
Yes.
in position to be able to run out a putt.
And Valerie taking that right gap is the only way I personally have ever been able to birdie this hole. I actually got up there by the bunker, made an uphill putt. So I've seen it done the other way as well, just taking that left straight route. Hailey doing a little chip shot up to the basket. And the up shots again are so tricky. Look at that, Terry. She skidded right up to the front. That was a good up shot. I love that. This hole is so hard. It's like you're right here at the beginning of the round, and if you make just the slightest mistake, you're in the hazard or you've messed up and rolled behind the sidewalk. And I speak from experience, people.
Well, Ellen doing exactly what you want to do if you're just being smart and conservative in this case. Just put it right up next to the pin and be happy with your three. And Sarah does the exact same.
Yeah, you can see just between the two sand bunkers how small the grass is. So you really have to be accurate here if you're going to go for it. Um, and either make sure you're right on line, or if you're not feeling the line that day, at least loft it and let it run out of gas right inside the green. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! No! No! See,
Oh, that
that is
is, oh my
mm-mm.
God. Yeah, that is worse case scenario. Hitting the pole or hitting the basket and then having it come right back and then roll into the OB.
Just hurt your feelers.
Oh my goodness.
Nice little simple putt from Ellen for par.
I mean, if you're parring this hole, you're picking up strokes on the field. It's the second toughest hole on the entire course, and
Is it really?
it is, and only 5%, as in two people birdied it, and and now you can see just how punishing it is. But with only two birdies out of 40
Right,
women, like
right,
take your par, pick up a stroke on quite a few other people, and move on.
right. You said it.
All
You
right,
said it. Hole
beautiful hole
four. I love
four
this one.
because it's downhill.
No, Terry, because it's aceable.
Okay.
It's just an easy hyzer for us. Most of the girls just do a nice flat shot or a spike hyzer and let it chop right into the green, take a birdie putt and move on. And if you're not feeling comfy, you can just take a putter and lay it up short, and then you just pitch a little putt over and take yourself a three. So you don't have to be aggressive and swing it over the water, but in reality, that's what you should be doing if you're playing in the FPO division.
Yeah, and Hokom putting it right there where you want with the backhand. So confident. We'll see Ellen with a very different approach here.
Did you see her put her hands on her hips? First, she did a backhand test swing, then she did a hands on the hips, like, you know what? I don't think so. And then she went back to her sidearm. So, oh,
Oh,
come on. Oh, that's
uh,
so unfair because she made it on the other side, but well, at least she'll get to putt from over there.
I'm not sure how close the water line is to what they determine as the OB line.
Are those
But
flags the OB this year?
I think you're right. I think those flags are actually just no.
Oh.
Those are just the putting, the circle one
Oh,
flags.
okay,
So
okay.
I think she will get to take it from the other side because that's where she was last in bounds. We'll see how Hailey can recover after the mishap on the previous hole. Okay, little tree
It.
direct that'll work.
Nice. Yes, yes. This is a great birdieable hole. I feel like everyone should at least swing it over the water and give it a chance for a birdie. Because even
And
though it's 345, like you said, it's downhill, so it plays a bit shorter. Oh, come on, sit down. Okay.
yeah, she didn't even realize that silliness was
No.
happening.
And that's
Uh,
another thing about this course is that these greens are sometimes on these crazy little hills. And wow, look at Valerie. Let's get it. Another birdie.
she was a little more focused than our autofocus on the camera there. So nice
That's
work
okay.
there, Valerie. We got the end result. That's what mattered. As Sarah's got a tap in, and you see why this plays as the third easiest hole actually on the course. 45% of the field birdieing this. So
Nice.
yeah, definitely one you want to go out and get. Three bir-
Nice.
three birdies on the card, and Ellen's OB is going to give her the bogey, but um, maybe she'll go backhand next round. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
see.
I hope she does because she's got the shot. All right,
Uh,
three birdies and a bogue. That's not too bad. Not too bad.
now let's take a look at hole 5. Relatively short, over more water and downhill.
It is a shorty, and you know what? In my mind, it's another one of those must get birdies. You're out here, the hole's under 250. If you're not trying to birdie this, you're doing something wrong. I've seen people play this in a variety of ways. I like to take a putter, push a really high ceiling, and try to get as close as I can. I've seen Ellen take a full on driver and pump it over the lake on the left and chop back in, kind of like Sarah just did. Some people with a fairway. It's just whatever you think you can land on that green and not scoot into the water is what you should be throwing.
Yeah, there's just the slightest bit of slope that carries down to the water, and you
Hmm.
Valerie hanging it out wide to the right. She's just about at circle's edge.
But just like you mentioned, now she's going to be putting at the water.
Hailey really overstable. This is likely a zone.
Oh, I like that shot.
Yeah, if you got that little easy flick shot with the overstable mid, that's a
Hmm.
good time for it just to get it to set. Need a little bit more control when you're Sarah or Ellen here throwing a driver.
Hmm. I think Ellen went a little safe on that. She didn't want to risk, messing with the angle near the water again.
Ellen from about 42 feet with the water directly behind it.
Nice, Ellen. Let's go.
All
Hey, that's
right.
a good comeback after that little mishap before, huh?
And it's a good way to make sure you lock in the birdie. This is the easiest hole on the course. So you said it earlier. You definitely want to get this one.
Mm. And sometimes putting near and at the water like that, somehow, like subconsciously, can make you putt just a little softer than normal. Nice birdie from Hailey. She got it so close.
Yeah, that takes plenty of that being scared right out of it. And Sarah with the park job. So again, we're going to see 3 birdies on the card, and the par by Valerie.
Oh, that
50,
was well done.
yeah, 55% of the field getting it. 22 out of the 40 women. And well, things get a little tougher, I think, when we move on to hole number 6, par 5. What are they doing here?
Oh, I love this one. This is another placement hole. So you want to take your drive and land it somewhere right around here before the sidewalk. Then your next shot can be up near the edge of this water. Your third shot will be over the water, landing in the green, and hopefully you're putting for a birdie. If you kind of get out of position, you can just, cut those shots down by a bit and play it for a five. So
And
Sarah's got that little chip shot there on the hill. And some people use a trick that I actually learned from some older, wiser gentlemen. when you're playing a long hole, if there is a hill, throw to the hill and use the height advantage. If you can stand the slighted angle for your footing, you've now got a height advantage if you want to sort of be more aggressive on the shot after that. So sometimes that's how people play this hole. Personally, I try to stay away from the hill. I don't like throwing my next shot with a footed angle. Ellen's on the hill too. Let's see if Valerie goes to the flat area. Valerie's got a lot of distance, so.
Let's see how much she wants to take off. You're talking about height advantage. I think you already have one over most of the most of the field anyway.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, here we go.
she,
This is how I like to play the hole. She's coming a little close to the sidewalk, which you can see that red stake. I think that's the out of bounds that year, wasn't it?
uh, yeah, there was a painted line and a red stake. I'm not, and I know that cart path kind of went through. I'm not sure which side delineated which, but Ellen pushing over with one knee, and from there we'll see if she's gonna be able to go out and over the pond on her third shot.
I love that full commitment with the fall down sidearm.
If anyone knows Ellen, she's fully committed on everything she does,
I'm telling
on and
you.
off the course. I love it. Yeah.
So as I mentioned earlier, Sarah's doing that second shot right there by the sidewalk or right behind that pond, which puts you in perfect position just to pitch your next shot right over the pond, and Valerie doing the same. You kind of have to be careful where Valerie is, though, because the out of bounds sort of like circles around, which is why that guy ran over there and gave the flag, because you can't really see it from way back there. Hailey, what is she doing? Going all the way over? Wow, this is baller status. Come on, get.
She
Yes.
pushes it over to that right side.
That
I,
you don't see that really. I see it from maybe a legit handful of girls in the field that try to go over on the second shot.
oh, and I love the full flex here. That's just got a
Come
clear.
on. Come
Oh
on. No.
no.
I couldn't quite tell if it even hit the bank or not.
Yeah, it did, and I'm not sure how it gets played from over there. I think they do get to take it from where they were last in bounds, but she did hit the bank. And now this is Valerie throwing her third shot.
Oh
Oh,
no, she hit the front of the wall and bounced in the water. And what I've
no.
learned before is that if you hit the front of the wall, that doesn't count. I think you have to hit the top of the wall. I'm not,
Okay.
I can't remember the exact wording because every year it sort of changes slightly. Sarah doing her shot over the water. Oh man, what about that? What a perfect upshot.
Uh, Game of inches as she was just barely above the wall's edge. And
So if you're,
Valerie,
sorry, um,
uh, go
did
ahead.
you see the provisional on the screen, everyone? So if you're new to disc golf or you're just started playing tournaments, what that means is if you're not sure if your disc was in bounds or what the ruling is, you have to say the word provisional out loud where your group can hear you, and then you get a redo. And then you mark both scores down on the scorecard and you can make the determination later. That way you're not standing around trying to figure out, am I in bounds? And you're wasting half an hour talking about it. You just get it done, mark it down, and move along. So if you're starting to play tournaments, look up the provisional rule and become familiar with it. It's really a time saver.
Yeah, as you said, it's just a great way. Anytime there's uncertainty within your card or the group,
Oh,
provisional is the way to go. And I don't mean to laugh, but when I see Ellen do that, I think of the Target lady from from Saturday Night Live. She's like, "Oh, I was so close." The double fist.
oh, good putt from Valerie. That's a good par. I would love to have a four there someday when I grow up, but to get a five feels great.
Yeah, now she's playing it out both ways. So she had, called the provisional, like you said. So that
Yep.
was as if she did get to take it from that wall, and then she'll come to this side and
Oh, goodness.
play it differently. So she'll write down both scores on the
Hmm.
scorecard and then get a clarification later as to which it is. And spoiler, I'm pretty sure the double bogey is ultimately the one that stands. So
Yep.
but that does get brought up with the tournament director and or the course director so that it can be clarified and determined later. So, and a birdie by Hokom.
Yeah, nice birdie from Sarah and from Hailey.
And I think Ellen with the OB stroke, I believe, is going to walk away with the. Is it the par or is it the bogey? I lose count. That's why I'm not smart. It's a bogey.
Oh,
Sorry,
coffee
Ellen.
putt.
All right, they're gonna take a little jaunt slightly up the hill over to take a look at hole 7.
This is a new hole they've added in the last couple of years. I love it because it feels really good to get a 3, and it's fun to have some long par 4s. You just want to chuck a drive and try to keep it in bounds. You've got some out of bounds on the left and the right. The right side's a little bit further away. Then you can do another long upshot into the green and hopefully get yourself a 3. Sarah's throwing down the preferred route, I believe, right there on the right side, which I think is the largest gap. Then you got a nice landing zone and more of a clear shot into the basket.
Yeah, and Haley's gonna find just about the same landing zone. It looked like she got a little over on it
Who
out
do
of
you
her
have on
hand.
the catch cam back there?
That is Paul, and a big
Okay.
shout out. Thank you. I was just gonna say Paul and
Thanks,
Dustin.
Paul. Thanks,
Both of
Dustin.
them, yeah, out here getting bonus coverage. And we committed to the Pro Tour and said, hey, we'll get both FPO and MPO coverage. So in the afternoon, those guys were hustling around at the other 2 courses on the MPO side. So big shout out to Dustin and Paul.
Appreciate y'all. So as you can see, all the ladies took the same right side route. And really, no matter where you land, as long as you're in bounds, of course, you're just doing another long upshot into the green. But there are a couple of these big trees, and occasionally they can get in the way.
I like the line if it just sits. All right, a little bit of a circle's edge tester.
Yeah, but that's a chance at a birdie. I like that.
We'll see if Sarah can improve on it. Not much wind to speak of. You saw her, the lower hem of her dress move just a little bit, but it's not too windy out as you guys are playing about 10, around 10 a.m. In an August morning.
Valerie with a nice sidearm chip shot here. It's fun to see more and more of our female players incorporating sidearms into their game. Wow, look at that. What an upshot. Good for her.
Yeah, and then there's the natural Hailey, that overstable mid, a little bit deep, but if there's anyone confident in her putting, we know it's her.
Now you said it.
Ellen, we've seen so deadly from circle 2.
Oh, she just needed a couple more inches on that. Where's that thing going? That's annoying, isn't it?
It really is, because she was just barely short, and somehow she's left with a 18-footer.
Nice putt from Hailey. That's a great birdie.
We have 18% of the FPO field getting birdies on this one.
That's not much.
And this is, we expect Ellen and our FPO field to drain something like this, but like you said, just an inch or 2 short leaves you with a little bit of a tester, and you're like, that's not fair. What's
Right?
going on here? I should have a tap in here. I just barely missed it.
Exactly. It was a good cleanup, though. It is
was
annoying, though, that Ellen was right there and, had the chance at the birdie, but that's golf for you. Let's see if Sarah can get it done. And shout out to Sarah for disc golf in a dress. Girl, I'm here for it. Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
Just a bit offline.
she did not like that one. She she's kind of self-assessing that her form was not so great on that one as she verbalizes it, but Let's see if she can recover, hopefully, on the next one. At least, dare I say, at least that was for birdie, and she'll still walk away with the par. So 2 birdies, 2 pars here on hole 7.
Okay.
She's going to take a deep breath. She's a little frustrated with herself.
Yeah, I can
Ah,
imagine. On to the next one, though, right?
that's all you can do. Hole 8, what are we doing here?
I love this one. I say that about every hole because I feel like they're all birdieable. But you can just do a straight shot right up here to the green. Now, the fun part about this hole is, are you going to go for the putt or not? Because behind the basket is a drop off. And if you miss, oh, you're in a bad position. And there's those sand bunkers, so you'd be out of bounds. So this is a fun one where sometimes you get up to the basket and then you don't even want to go for the putt. You just kind of pitch it at the base of the pole and you're like, hey, I'm cool with the 3.
Yeah, this plays as one of the tougher holes. Not a whole lot of birdies out here, so you're not doing yourself a disservice by walking away with a par. We see a couple of low shots right off the bat, and if you throw too low here, I feel like it all but guarantees you to say, "Hey, I'm just going to have to play this for par."
And you mentioned a good point about how I try to be very conscious when I play this hole to push the ceiling on my drive. I really need that height to be able to get all the way up to the green because it is uphill and those evergreens are hanging over the fairway that I'm trying to throw down. So, yeah, this is a tricky one.
Yeah, throwing uphill along with a little bit of a ceiling adds to the difficulty. Sure, it's sub 300, but it definitely plays a lot more than that.
Exactly. And what a great upshot from Val.
Yeah, and a number of these holes, you can get that roll away, whether it's a small hill or it's a bunker that's right near the basket. And this is one of those really touchy
Oop,
greens. So you're just trying
yeah.
to put it right next to the pin.
Thanks.
Ellen with a nice lunging approach. And we'll see how aggressive Hailey wants to be.
Right? Because she's sort of in the putt range.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that was a little halfer. So yeah, just because the hole's under 300 certainly didn't make it easy, as you can see. No one got the birdie. So
No, and they're part of that 83% of the field that actually walked away with a par. So it's a bonus if you get the birdie, but you're not losing any ground really if you take a par here, in my opinion.
yeah, that's what I like to call them too, Terry, the bonus birds.
Val will tap in, and Ellen left to do so. They're almost to the halfway point. Ellen almost offering up a yard sale. She's going to tip everything.
If you've ever played with anyone who has a cart, we've all done it. Happens to the best of us. Hole 9, par 4. This is a fun hole because the tee shot can be so different for everyone. I like to take the route that the drone is actually flying, bust through that middle line of trees and flare out and try to land somewhere short of the pond and then pitch over and get a 3. But a lot of people just like to play the line drive straight. Was that a roller?
Oh, yeah.
What in the hecky? No way.
Yeah, and that's really a good place to be because that's where I feel like a really safe drive was going to go. She was maybe a little off her line with the roller, but that's as if she just threw a safe hyzer shot and is in good position still.
Exactly. And it is worth noting that path and the water you see down there, it is out of bounds on the left. So, if you take the straight route and your disc is too overstable, you could get a flare skip and end up out of bounds. Oh, look at this, flexy sexy. Whoa, okay.
Yeah. Good position out in the open. I think a moment ago we saw you actually tapping out. There was I think a moment of inception here. I was little confused. You were talking, but yet I saw you tapping out up there.
What does it mean?
This one's low by Ellen, but it gets a skip forward at least.
So right here, a lot of times you're asking yourself, do I want to lay it up again short of the pond, or do I want to go over the pond? And it's really just, about your positioning. And sometimes those overhanging limbs, again, because it's such a low ceiling, you might not have the power to push it that far with it being that low of a shot. But Valerie and Ellen are in great positions to go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, we saw a great approach by Valerie, and Ellen matches almost the exact same distance from the pin, inside 20 feet. Sarah, even better position.
Yeah, watching them do the sidearm that finishes towards the water is making me really nervous, but hey, that's their specialty, right?
Oh shoot! Hit a house.
Sarah asking
Ooh.
for it to sit down. On
Definitely touched something.
Seth is running over to see if that's going to be in bounds or not. And
Oh no,
he's got
I don't
those are
know.
those are his jazz hands. Those are his jazz
Yes,
hands.
they are. They are. I love it.
No,
So Hailey's got that little chip up shot, which is sort of the route that I like, playing the right side. And she went a little far, so that's going to be sort of a treacherous putt. You can see the girls over here trying to make a determination. Is this in bounds? It's probably like, I can't see it, but I know
Yeah.
exactly where that is because I've been there, and it's sort of swampy, and you can't tell if the braided weeds are actually ground or not, or sometimes the muck looks like ground, but it's not. It's just really dirty water.
Yeah, they're talking about it. 1 second here.
Yeah, there's no way to know. So, like,
Yeah, I think it's fine.
yeah, because you don't keep.
Yeah, sometimes you actually have to get down and like put your finger
No, I think
near the ground where the disc is to feel, is it actually ground or is it just really dirty water? Because if you don't have the edges painted or a string up, these are the situations that happen on the course. It's inevitable someone's going to flare off into the water and then a decision has to be made. And, it's a group call.
Yeah. And it sounds like the conversation, as we were hearing some of it, it sounds like the conversation leads to Sarah being in bounds.
Oh, nice putt, Hailey. Let's go with a bird.
Putting right back at that water, as we were talking about earlier, to an elevated basket nonetheless.
It's a scary putt. Man, it really is. So that's a heck of a putt. Valerie trying to holler back with her. Oh, just a bit short. And again, I said it earlier, when you're putting at the water like that, and that's what happened to her on that other shot, that shorty bird, where she was putting at the water. She just hit the front of the cage a bit. So putting near the water can sometimes subconsciously just make you, I don't know, putt a little softer than you really wanted to.
Yeah, you can say it. You're scared. Don't be
Yeah,
scared. So Sarah is ultimately deemed in bounds by the group, and you see her tap in for her 3 there.
Yeah,
and
that's
just
a good 3.
Very impressive. This is the 5th most difficult hole on the entire course, and we actually see 3 birdies and a par. So they play it well under par. It averaged 4.17.
Wow, that is really well done.
Of course, huge shout out to Disc Golf Pro Tour, as this is a stop in the 2020 season. Looking forward to 2021. And they take a brief walk over to the 300-foot hole number 10. This looks like a great opportunity for some birdies.
You said it, Terry, and I'm going to give you a little secret about this course. We have a friend that lives here, and it's a groundhog. And almost every time you play this hole, you might see that Mr. Groundhog living under that shed over there. So,
Does he have a name? Or she?
just Mr. Groundhog for
Mister.
now.
Okay, just Mister. Okay. I'll have to
So
look
yeah,
out for him. All these years,
you
I'm
should.
surprised I've never met Mr. Groundhog.
Yeah, sometimes he even follows you over to the next hole, running along, just skittering underneath things. It's really funny. It's kind of the highlight of, traversing through the course. This is a great hole because those weeping willows sort of act like a guardian. Most of us throw a right hand backhand, and we're going to need to aim right at those weeping willows to get into the basket for a legit putt. But what happens is we're kind of shorting it and flaring right in front of them so we don't get caught up, and then it leaves us with like a 40-footer, like you can see here. Come on. Yes! What about that?
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal at all.
Great putt by Hailey King.
I love it.
Ellen closer than that, but yet outside the circle.
Oh.
You hear her say, "Oh, don't do that." So she's clearly thinking about something that she's trying to adjust for.
Oh, man. And look at that. Another angled green, and look at the putter. What is it doing? Where is it going? That is so annoying, Terry, because she should have been right there, and now she's got an equally long putt. Golf.
I'm filing a complaint with Heinold. He seems like a good guy to complain to.
You know what? I'm going to do that too.
Hokom is just off the mark, but at least it sits. Now, as you said, Valerie's got a comebacker. And just that's disheartening.
Yeah, it is.
Looking at the birdie and getting a nasty roll away, you got to be a little bit frustrated or rattled at that point, thinking, why is that happening?
Right.
And you're going to walk away with the bogey.
And isn't it funny, sometimes you can think back afterwards, if I would have just laid up everything, I could have, saved like 4 or 5 strokes. I wouldn't have had the rollaways because I wouldn't have gone for it. So get golf. It's such a funny game, isn't it?
Well, we all know how not fun layups are. So that's why you talk yourself out of them every single hole.
I didn't drive halfway across the country to lay up, Terry.
Exactly. Well, 393 with some danger on this one, hole 11.
Yeah, and Nate made a little fun zone for us this year. There's actually a flagged circle near the basket that is out of bounds. So, crazy enough, it's basically where all of us want to land. So you're just trying to get it as close as you can without being inside of that. You can see it down there, the little neon orange circle, and get yourself a birdie. But, if you're one of the big arms, you can pump it too far and end up in that frog pond behind the basket.
Yeah, we saw Hailey go just over the top of the OB flags. We saw also Sarah go right over the top there. She's even closer, so great looking shot. See if Ellen can do the same. This one's pushing right.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we could use a little roll, just a little.
Yeah. So this is a really long hole, but again, like you've said a couple times before, the downhill does give you that distance advantage. And if you get the angle just right, you can get up there for a birdie putt.
It's the green flag. She's short. She very quickly just walked up and, laid up. That's really all you can do from that position.
Right.
So we just barely caught the end of that layup because That's just the smart play. There's no thought process at that point.
Right.
Ellen from the hillside. There you go.
Wow, Haley's up here in the birdie zone. Yeah, girl, get it. Another bird.
Yeah, Hailey started the round at 3 under par, and now she's moved to 9 under. So that's for all you mathematicians out there, that's 6 under through 11 holes. And remember, she had that nasty hole 3 way back when. So she's just absolutely been shredding, and Sarah answers with a birdie of her own.
Yeah, this is a really good birdie. I've gotten up there a couple of times and missed the opportunity, so I know how rewarding it feels to capture the 2.
Now, from a geography perspective, we take a little bit of a walk up over that hill and across the private drive, and here's where we end on tee of 12.
Oh yeah, this is probably the scariest hole on the entire course. I don't know why, it's just there's a lot going on. You're throwing straight ahead, but if you do a little Richard shot, you might end up in that pond to the right. Or if you're scared and it saws off early, it's actually out of bounds on top of the golf green. So Hailey pumping a drive out there and landing. Oh no, see, that's the out of bounds. Look, that's not fair, Terry. That is not fair. That was a great shot and she got punished.
She needed more turnover. It was a good shot, but she needed just a little bit more turn. And she pushes that OB line you were just talking about. Sarah, on the other hand, she didn't go deep enough, so she will be safe there. But that's that's layup zone for most people, and not an easy one at that.
Exactly. No, this is another situation where the basket is on this super sloped green, and laying up is even scary.
Ellen expressing a little frustration with doing it again, as she said. She pulled that one, and she's got to be happy that Bush actually got in the way and kept her from going out of bounds.
Yeah, for sure.
Valerie, doesn't quite stay clean, and she's going to have some work to do. I think we're seeing why this is the 3rd most difficult hole on the course.
Oh, I didn't know that, but now that you've said it, it totally makes sense. That's a tough upshot from so far away, but it was really well done. This is what I do as well, just get on my knee if I end up here on top of the hill. And she's not trying to make this by any means. She just wants to get it near that padded part on the pole of the basket, take a 3, and move on to the next one. There's no reason to mess around and be silly here.
Those are officially called Disc Golf Pro Tour pole koozies, trademark Terry Miller.
Are they? Okay.
I've deemed them pole koozies.
Pole koozies. I like it.
So now Hailey's got to look straight
putt.
downhill. Yeah, this is to save a par.
Oh my gosh. What a putt. Get out of here, Hailey. No way. Where does she get the courage from? Jeez.
I think it's called being 19 and really good.
Wow. That was crazy.
Great par save.
I'm telling you. Great job from Valerie, even though her drive was a little short. She had that quality upshot and made an easy par out of it.
Yeah, this hole did average 3.25 and only 10% of the field. So as in 4 women were able to get birdies here. So the fact that we see 4 pars on our card is very impressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Birdies were all but, well, I was going to say all but impossible. Clearly we had a few of them, but not many.
I've seen Katrina birdie this hole a couple of times playing on the card with her, and I was really impressed. Hole 13, folks. This is such a fun one. Okay, there's 2 ways you can play this. You can lay it up short, right here in front of this little wooden fence, and then play it for a 3. or you can go for it because this is an out of bounds island. So you absolutely have to land in the island. So I'm always curious to see what my card mates are going to do.
Well,
Haley's going for it, duh.
Thanks.
of course she is. And the best part
Nice.
about that is she has no idea. Not only is she perfectly in bounds, but she was just a matter of, feet from putting that in the basket.
Right?
And look at this play by Hokom.
What is this? I have never seen this. She
She's
just
like,
did a
Lay up right on
sidearm
his hole.
chop over that middle. What happened on the other side? Where's the catch cam?
he's a new guy, and I don't think he was expecting that.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, neither was I, my guy. So
Uh-oh.
Ellen was going for that layup chip with a putter that I spoke of earlier, and she just, had a little off angle on that. Ooh, come on, get in, get in, get in. Ooh, nice, Valerie, nice.
Green.
This is another tough one, I think, because you're throwing through that gap. You have to throw it a little bit lower than you normally would for a shot of 280. At least that's how I feel. And also, it's usually really windy out there, so you need something that's overstable and is for sure going to give you that left finish. Look at this crazy shot Ellen's got to do. Is she actually going to go for this?
Well, she's got an angle,
Oh, Widboom. Go.
and she
Hey.
doesn't.
Okay. It's
She's-
inbounds.
No,
wait.
I think there's that space. That's a
Oh,
walkway.
the walkway is out of bounds. No.
Yeah, so unfortunately she is OB, even though that's short grass. That because it's really
I
truly
wonder if
treated
she
as an
knew
island.
that. I wonder if
Um,
she thought the walkway was in bounds, and since she was lined up with it, she was just going to scoot it up there.
I think she was trying to get more on it, and
Okay.
I think she was. I think she knew it was an island. She just got caught up and didn't get over.
Oh, okay. We can see here that orange line that makes it definitive. Well, shoot. Well, she
Yeah.
gave it a bid.
And this is Hailey now.
Getting another one? Girl,
Oh.
come on. Another
Birdie for real?
birdie? Shoot.
It's a for real birdie.
Just shredding out here.
She's doing something. It's fun to see, isn't it?
She is 7 under through these 13 holes. 7 under for this round. Obviously 10 under overall.
And Valerie going for her birdie putt, too. Well done. Well done. These ladies are so good.
And at the moment, it's no
Now,
longer.
wait a second. Is this Sarah's drive?
No, this is Sarah had to pitch up,
Oh,
and then yeah, she ended up coming up short. She pitched over,
okay.
and that's where she's going to be tapping in for the par. And meanwhile, I know it's not a spoiler because it was a few months ago, but Katrina Allen is just shredding the course as well. She's having a really good round out there. She's trying to pull away from the rest of the division and make it the Katrina Allen show over on the lead card. So
She plays so well out here.
she really does. And we take a look at hole 14 at 329 feet.
Yeah, I love this hole. It's another one that we can birdie. I like to pump it far and high to the right of the basket and then let my disc finish and sort of slide under the tree there. Those trees can sort of block you if you don't come in at the right angle. And also what's crazy is the out of bounds on the left.
Yeah, and that's
No!
exactly what Hailey found. It's like you were jinxing her.
I hate it so much. I know it from experience. It's like you got a good shot, and then all of a sudden you think, oh no, that's sawed off a little early. Next thing you know, you're out of bounds. Valerie ended up in a great position.
Sarah is going to play the flex if it just can stay underneath the branches, and it does.
Oh,
right
look
there
at
on the
that.
dance floor.
I feel like if you can make it into the shadows, you've done something amazing. This is one of the hardest greens to get to. I don't know why.
I think it's just a matter of keeping it low all the way
Yeah.
to that pin.
You're
And
right.
There it is. We see
was
Ellen
good.
about 8 feet behind where Sarah was. Here's Hailey trying to save her par, possibly.
And then you can see, like, if she had more ceiling, she could have actually given that a legit go because it was such a
Mm-hmm.
low ceiling. You're just doing your best to push it up there. Oh, well, nothing's wrong with the three, but I hate a wasted birdie opportunity. Let's see what Ellen's got for us.
Yeah, it feels like Valerie has just been just a bit low on almost every putt here. We'll see if she can possibly pick those up here in the last few holes.
Yeah, girl, yes. I love birdies on this hole. What a feel-good one. Way to go, Ellen. It's Sarah's turn.
Sarah, I think there was I want to say that's roughly where the tee of hole 17 is, or the fairway
Mm-hmm.
of 17. And so she's just kind of waiting for everyone to pass by.
Nice. Wow, these ladies are really killing it out here.
Patience pays off, and well, birdie pickup by Hokom. And Hokom, kind of overshadowed thus far by what Hailey's been doing out there, but Hokom is 6 under now for the round. Oh no.
What?
Just Hailey.
What? I don't even know what to say to that other than it hurts my feelers.
Oh wow, and that is a 3-stroke difference between Hailey and Hokom on this one hole. Hokom picks up the
Wow.
birdie and Hailey with the double bogey, and now we're off
Just
to
like
a
that.
ouch
Just like that.
par 4, hole
This
15.
is, man, okay. I'm a little shook after that last one. This hole is all about placement. Stick it right here to this corner. Take your next shot. Nice little straight one right up there by the basket and get yourself a 3. What you don't want to do is go left or right and be out of bounds. So this is kind of a tricky one. I see a lot of people cut it too close, saw it off, and end up in the out of bounds on the left. So I try to just push it straight as far back as I can. And again, because of that tree right off the tee that you guys see there, it makes another low ceiling, which again just adds to the difficulty of the drive.
Widboom just a bit short of what we saw from Hokom, and this is going to also be, well, just a few short there of Widboom. Yeah, I feel like the biggest mistake is short and left. If you're to
Yes.
the right, that's one thing, because
Mm-hmm.
maybe you can still get around the corner. But if you're short and left, you're in a world of hurt.
Look at
Uh,
look at that. That is nasty, Terry. She made it all the way up past the corner. Oh my gosh. Good upshot from Valerie. I didn't want to take anything away from her upshot, but Hailey's driving game is blowing my mind right now. So we
yeah,
got we got Ellen doing her upshot. And sometimes if you don't have the right angle to get to the green, most importantly is just make it around this corner cleanly, because you see that little corner of trees right there, it's all out of bounds. So if you mess up, even on your second shot, you could be out of bounds.
yeah, we saw Alan rely on the backhand. Sarah sticks to the forehand, and she has a straight shot at the basket now, but she's pretty much relinquished to a par at best. We'll see if Hailey can take advantage of the drive.
And another low ceiling. Look at this. Wow, Hailey King. Something else, girl. That is something else.
Just trying to recover after the double bogey, and Val
Smooth.
says, "Yeah, I'm okay with a 3, or I'm sorry, I'm okay with a par, which is a 4 here."
And you know what else is kind of tricky about that green is it's dusty. And if you come in fast, you can skid like 20 feet behind the basket. And there's out of bounds behind the basket too. So it's important not to, overpower it on your upshot.
I don't even think I realized there was out of bounds deep of the basket. How do you know that?
I've seen other people do it.
Okay.
Oh,
Sarah
6.
coming in with her classic little chip shot. Looks like all the ladies landed in the dusty spot, which is a great opportunity to make a putt here. Ooh, look at that weird stance Sarah's got over there in the trees.
Yeah, the extra 2 or 3 feet at the end of that, though, making it really awkward.
Ooh, So
Yeah.
annoying to be that close and then not get the putt. Little clean up and move along.
Yeah, this actually comes in as the single most difficult hole on the course, averaging 4.47. So
I can see that.
just
And like I mentioned earlier, what I've noticed from years of competing is that mostly people messing up and sawing it off on the left and going out of bounds. Nice, Hailey. What a birdie. I've never
yeah.
gotten a birdie here, so I'm super jealous.
Well, there was out of 40 women, there was one birdie during this round, and you just
Oh,
saw it.
okay. Well, there you go.
Exclusive here, folks, on the Disc Golf Guy channel, the one birdie, as we take a look at hole 16.
I love this one. I've said that about every hole. You guys are probably sick of hearing that. This is another fun one where if you have the distance and your aim is on point, you can get another birdie chance. But again, this sloped green, oh man, I've seen some really bad situations with the putter. So just try to get a drive up there near the basket and, take it situationally. I've never seen a roller here.
Yeah.
What the heck? Which is weird because Hailey can totally pump a mid 350. Why is she throwing a roller?
I feel
That's
like she could throw a
weird,
forehand. She could throw a
right?
forehand driver 350.
Yeah,
So,
that's an odd choice for her.
ah, I,
And again, I've said this a lot too, is the low ceiling. You can see
yep.
Ellen really pushed it on that one, but pushing the ceiling height gave her the ability to get all the way up there. Can you believe that Ellen just threw a 350-foot forehand?
Yeah,
Our division is killing it.
she's about pin high, and there's the low ceiling you speak of, and Valerie trying to get through there. And Sarah's got this one low enough, but unfortunately a little tight, and
Yeah,
I think that's the same tree as Hailey ultimately.
yeah. Little sassy towel grab off the sign, the sachet down the fairway. Let's see what this upshot's got here.
You see Haley's orange disc at about the same distance. We'll see who can approach it closer. Not too bad. That's pin high, a few feet to the right. Haley's got the backhand, but doesn't stay clean, and she's going to have a circle's edge putt.
Mm. I like where Valerie is. Nice
Out in the
upshot.
open. Yep, nice
Mm-hmm.
and smooth. A little bit deep, but out in the open, good shot. And here's Ellen for birdie.
Oh, okay, chill. Okay, good. I really like her positioning because she is on the hill and putting uphill versus where I normally land and I'm putting downhill. That was a good par cleanup from Hailey. That wasn't exactly a drop in by any means.
Not at all. She remains at 9 under. Hokom
Nice.
saves her par and remains at 7 under.
Yeah, Valerie.
A little more.
Exactly. Yeah, look, got a little work to do here yet. Well
There it is.
done.
Yeah, we've seen her short on a number of
Mm-hmm.
putts here. So to see that one, nice, confident stroke, no
Heck yeah.
problem. And Ellen's going to come in for her cleanup. Not too many birdies, only 3 birdies in the entire field.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It sure is. So we got hole 17, a par 4 with danger everywhere.
Guess what, Terry? I love this hole.
Of course you do.
The name of the game here is placement. Again, you want to land right here. You see that little sign? Right here in this gap if you can. And then pitch it up and get yourself a 3. Now, if you don't have the distance for that, you just add another stroke to it. What is Hailey going with, another roller? How brave to have this. I mean, I don't really understand the mental game behind this of leading with that score and then doing rollers on these last couple of holes because Hailey's got such distance, she could pump something 400 plus feet and just land in the fairway, no problem. And to take the chance on a sketchy roller is so weird.
Yeah, she
I don't
actually,
know.
I think she got stopped by the Mando sign, so she did not go past it, which is good. But she
Yeah.
was stopped by the Mando sign and the Mandahano. Hey ho,
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did
Valerie, right out
there.
in the center. Perfectly fine position.
Yeah, Valerie and Ellen landed just about what I would recommend for everyone. Just get you a nice 300 plus foot drive, land in the short grass, and then on the next shot, we're going to try to chip it into that tunnel and then hopefully give ourselves a putt for three. And if you're not good at um, distance, you don't have to chip it into the tunnel. You could just land to the left of it. But Sarah, yeah, she's good at that stuff. So of course she's right up there.
Yeah, really just nailed the mark right where she wanted to be. Now we've got Haley doing a little bit of work, really awkward stance for her. And we'll see. And that's going to leave her with a tester. We'll see if she
Yep.
has a good look at the pin from there. It looks like she's right at the mouth.
And that's a perfect thing to do, like I mentioned before. If you're not sure you can get up in the tunnel, just land right at the opening. Oh, and what's tricky, like where you saw Ellen go, sometimes if you go just 1 or 2 feet too far, you're in the most horrible position on this hole. And oh, look at this. Oh, wow. What a fast green. I mean, if you come in there at the wrong angle or too fast, you could roll into Narnia. Valerie's gotten lucky with some of her green sticks on this round, hadn't she?
Yeah, that one managed to stay right about at pin high. And from outside circle 2,
She was
we.
going for that full
Yeah.
send.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no
So you can
chill in that
see,
girl.
yeah, you said it. As like I mentioned, you go like 1 or 2 feet too far and you almost have nothing. Ellen's stretching out there just to get around the corner. She made it look easy, but it wasn't, trust me.
Not at all. And Valerie's lining up a
Come
birdie,
on,
and
yes.
yeah, that is solid.
It feels so good to get a birdie on this hole. It's a difficult one.
Well, you threw 2 good shots
Oh
in order to do so
no.
every time.
What is
Yeah.
this bunkness? So she went a little too far, and you can see, oh no, oh no, oh no, don't do it. Don't you.
Wow.
Wow. So this is one of those moments in your life where you think, like, you know, Hailey went for that full send and then ended up with nothing when she could have just pitched at the pole and walked away, and now she's still trying to get it in the basket. It's just some of those things you look back in your golf game and you're like, why did I do this? And would I have gone for that again?
Yeah. She's had such an incredible round going, and right now I think she's lining up what would be a double bogey.
Right.
And you
And
think,
those two odd choices at the end, the roller, like that was so, I don't know, it just seems like really risky decisions for someone who has such a solid backhand forehand game where almost 98% you're going to land it in the fairway really far away, but you choose the most, I don't know, like uncertain shot, the roller. I don't know, such a strange choice. I don't know, maybe she really likes making it exciting at the finish of the round. She's like, you know what, guys, I'm bored. I'm gonna add some flair to it.
all these birdies were boring me.
Exactly.
I'm gonna challenge myself a little bit more.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I don't think this.
This shoot and click game is boring. Too many birds.
Well, we're gonna finish out 383, slightly downhill technically. Um, you gotta love the final hole. Well, you love every hole out here. Come
I
on.
do. And this is another great birdieable hole. If you can pump it far right at those flags in the background and let it finish left, you're going to get yourself a two. But if you do not commit, you're going to flare off early and be short and left and then doing an uphill shot with no chance at a birdie. I've also seen some people like full send it and end up out of bounds in the parking lot. Oh no.
Yeah, and that one flirts with the parking lot. It does get back onto the grass. I believe that stays in bounds, but
Wow.
definitely wide right.
So yeah, that's another thing. And that bush you see to the right, right off the tee, that thing's fluffed up in the last couple of years. Get up there. Oh, heck yeah. Way to go,
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah, you see a little right to left wind, maybe helping push it while both her and Ellen's forehand are turning over. See what Ellen's does. It's got to fight back.
Yeah, come on, get to bending.
Well, sit down.
Asking for it to sit. Okay, just outside the circle,
Nice.
about 40 feet. Haley's going to go with a forehand. Not a roller this time.
Hey, I was going to say that. Get up there.
Oh, jeez.
Look at
Okay.
that. Sick.
Why didn't you do that the last two?
Finishing shot. Yeah,
the last two tee
that's what
shots.
that's what I said, Terry. What about this? Valerie's having a putt from behind the sign. Get out of here, Valerie! What a finish. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Just do that.
And then look at her nonchalant professional trot to the basket. My butt would have been doing some crazy like Ricky legs, happy dance all the way there. How humble and controlled of her.
Oh, come
Oh
on.
my God, Ellen, come on. These girls are killing it. I can't believe this finish. Wow. Look at Ellen smiling. I love her.
Valerie comes in 2 under for the round. Ellen gets back to par with that for the round. This is Hokom trying to get to 7 under for the round.
That'll
was-
make you want to hug a tree.
Yeah, unfortunately, some of the prior heroics. Well, speaking of heroics, I got to thank, again, Paul and Dustin for running out there, getting some bonus coverage. I got to thank the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Of course, I got to thank Holly Finley for joining us for the commentary. All of the Pro Tour sponsors and supporters as we look at who we're going to see on our final card. Katrina Allen did, in fact, kill it. Her 9 under puts her 11 out in front of Paige Pierce. But we'll be here for the chase card for the next round. So looking forward to you guys joining us for that. Again, Holly, thanks for joining us, and looking forward to wrapping this thing up in round 4.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you having me, Terry. Until the next one.
All right, that's the Ledgestone Insurance Open presented by Grip. Thank you to all my Patreon subscribers. We'll see you in the next one.